Good afternoon. I'm Monisa Klein here at the GBTA broadcast studio. And here with me today is John Morhous, who is the Chief Experience Officer for FCM. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
It's great to have you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
And you came in from Boston, I understand.
Came in from Boston, yeah.
Okay.
Short flight.
Okay, not too bad.
Not too
right?
bad.
East Coast.
East Coast, yeah.
So tell me about FCM, the evolution, what's going on, and how you're different from other TMCs.
Sure. So FCM is the enterprise business for Flight Center Travel Group, which is our parent company. We've been around for 20 some odd years. A little bit different, we've grown out of Australia, so actually grew out of the Asia Pac region instead of being a North American based TMC like a lot of the ones that we work against. Very heavily focused on flexibility for our customers. So in the past year, we went through a big rebrand. So in the middle of COVID, we decided to change all of our look and feel, all of our branding for the business, which was a huge change we went through and make, but really tried to spend a bit more time trying to demonstrate the difference that we provide to our customers through our value propositions that we have. So spent a lot of focus on rebuilding the brand, gaining some brand strength, rebuilding our technology platforms quite a bit. So a lot of work on that has happened in the last 18 months.
Yeah, a lot of companies have taken that opportunity during the pandemic really to kind of refocus, reshift, pivot, whatever you want to call it. So branding was obviously...
Branding was a big deal,
okay.
Technology was a big deal, continued focus on innovation. I mean, the phrase that we use internally is there's no better time to work on the road when there's no cars on it.
There you go.
So spent a lot of time working on some of our internal systems to improve them over the pandemic.
What's been the biggest learning thing that you guys have learned as a result of the global pandemic, as you've gone through that rebranding, and how's it helped shape you going forward?
Yeah, I would say continuing to invest in the business has probably been the biggest learning that we've had. A lot of our competitor set, they chose to do certain things in different ways. We had a lot of cost pressure to maintain. We recapitalized very early on in the process and really continued to invest in our business, and that includes our technology platforms, our product platforms, the brand obviously, and relaunching the brand. So biggest learning for us is, there was no better time to gain customers and market share than it was during the pandemic, and the only way to do that was to keep on improving what you were building upon and building a foundation and a platform so that when travel started to return, you'd be able to service those customers. And we've really had some very, very strong customer wins throughout the whole 18 months. We've had a brand new platform service proposition that we've rolled out that customers are loving. We're winning awards over it. So we felt like we positioned ourselves really well. It was just very difficult to do given everything that was going on and the investment you had to maintain.
Right. So I think you kind of touched on it already, but what makes the new platform so critical for today's business traveler?
So what we're seeing at global scale is just the complexity that's out there in the travel industry. And if you look at trying to manage a travel program across the globe at scale, given all of the requirements and all of the different things that you have to know now to travel. I mean, international trips used to be pretty easy for most of us, but they've become quite complicated in terms of what you have to do. You really need a consistent experience for those travelers to understand the different rules and quarantine requirements and testing requirements and things of that nature. So the platform that we built really wraps a consistent consumer experience around all interaction points that the traveler and the travel management teams have within our business. But we allow a lot of flexibility in that. So if customers choose or want to choose specific solutions, which you need to do at global scale, in some markets you can't pick. You have to use local tools to have the best access to content and the best access to different fares and whatnot. We allow them to pick and choose those products in a very flexible way so they can have the best of both worlds. Very consumer rich, easy to use user experience on top of everything, but the flexibility of picking specific tools in certain markets that work best for them. So probably being able to deliver that at scale has been the biggest thing that we've done. We're rolling out the product now to a handful of our pilot customers in a few markets. We globally launched the tool in January of next year, Q1. We're super proud of the work that we've done.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you.
And you talk about flexibility, and that has come up over and over over the last 2 days, and it's just so important. People actually absolutely need that flexibility in real time, right? Real time.
If you think about what's required to travel now, I mean, just some of the stuff that we have to deal with, we never had to deal with before.
Right.
You never had to worry about some of the stuff that's out there. So being able to have the system that can handle you customizing and being flexible to the changing landscape quickly, at scale globally, has just become a really strong requirement out there in the industry. And the people that are investing, like we are trying to deliver that. If you're not doing that, then you're missing the mark with your customers.
Gosh. Well, John, it sounds like there's some exciting things happening at FCM. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
And in closing, is there anything that you'd like to say to the corporate audience here that's here at GBTA?
Stop by the booth, come take a look at our technology. We'd be loving to talk to you about the things that we're doing and continue to tell our investment stories. So yeah, please stop by.
Great. Thanks so much, John.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you.
I'm Morhous here at GBTA Broadcast Studio.